Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are continuing our Back to Basics series today, and today we are talking about bronzers. Fortunately for me, this will not be that long of a video because I don't have a lot of products in this category. It's important to note that when we're dealing with bronzers, we are just trying to warm up the skin, make it look a little sun-kissed, give us a little bit of a glow. That being said, when you're trying to look for a bronzer, try to look for something similar to your undertone. I generally struggle in this department when it comes to bronzers because a lot of them are way too deep for me, or they give me Trump face, and nobody wants that. When it comes to selecting your bronzer, you also want to look at the different formulas. You can find them generally in a powder, a cream, or a liquid. Now, if your skin is on the oily side, you're going to want to go with a powder because the powder will absorb the excess oil. If your skin is on the dry side, you're going to want to go for a cream because the creams will give you extra hydration. And if you have a problem with keeping products on your skin, if it fades away real quickly, go with a liquid. Or, you could just go with liquid if you have combo skin, oily skin, no matter what, because it's pretty versatile. Let's talk about the different formulas I have in my collection. The first one we're going to talk about is this one from Lawless because it's the only cream that I have in my collection. This is actually a multi-stick because it works for your face or your whole body. I've not actually tried this on my whole body because I'm kind of nervous about transfer, to be honest with you. I don't know if you're supposed to set it down, powder it, I don't know. End of the day, I don't want to be going out somewhere, sit down in a restaurant or on somebody's white sofa, get up and then have bronzer streaks left behind. That's not fun for anybody. But I have used it on my face and it does give a really nice subtle glow. It's a glowy bronzer. It's not matte, and it is in the this one is in the shade Sparkling Champagne. I do believe it comes in two different shades, or at least that's what they had sent me. But when you blend this out, it does give a really pretty finish to it. So, moving on, now we're going to hit my powders because that's what I have the most of. I do have 3 individuals and 2 bronzer palettes. I do have a code for this one, so I'll leave it down below. This is Hanalei. I think this is the only shade that this is available in. I can't remember where I got this from, but you can order it on. I do really like the undertone of this bronzer. It is very subtle. It doesn't give orange, and that's one thing I do appreciate. And I do like the formula for it. I think it's infused with aloe, perhaps. I'm not sure. It's a Korean product. Moving on, Melt. I really enjoy this formula, but this has got to be a summer bronzer for me because it is a little on the deep side, and if I'm too pale at the time, it does get a little orange. So here is our Melt, and this is the Ultra Matte Powder Bronzer in the shade Santa Barbara. Like I said, I really got to go light on my brush with that one because if I go a little too heavy, it does get very orange on me. This is the one right now that I cannot stop using. I've actually already hit pan in this one, which is kind of a shock for me because it takes a while for me to hit pan in a bronzer. I really do like the finish on this. I like how smooth it is, and I really like the shade. But this is the LYS Beauty No Limits Matte Bronzer in the shade Motivate. I feel like this, which is actually what I'm wearing right now, today. And I feel like this gives me the perfect shade match for a subtle glow. It doesn't give too orange. And I feel like, okay, I'm just going to put this out into the universe. When it comes to bronzers, I feel like indie brands and Black-owned beauty brands have the best bronzers when it comes to matches and undertones because they're the only ones that match me. Melt is a indie brand. OYS, that is a Black-owned beauty brand, and this also is a Black-owned beauty brand. This is Ace Beauté. This is actually discontinued. This one is the one that I always take with me when I was freelancing because of the various different shades, and this one will match me no matter what time of year it is. If I start to actually get a tan, which that is very rare, but it does happen, I can just go for my typical shade and then just do a couple little taps into this one, and I've got the perfect shade for me. And I feel like that's what was so great about this palette is it was so versatile. No matter what your skin tone was at the time, you could make the perfect shade for you. All of these products are cruelty-free. Everything on the channel that I'm going to show you is cruelty-free, to the best of my knowledge anyway. But that is just such a pretty shade. And the formula is just divine. I do know that right now Ace Beauté is rebranding, so I don't know if maybe she'll bring that back, and if she does, I will be forever grateful. Last but not least, we have our Nomad Cosmetics. This is also discontinued, but I love this bronzer palette. This is the Kiss of Sun palette, City Bathers. This has 3 different bronzer shades. 2 are glowy bronzers, one's a matte bronzer, and one is a highlight. I never really got much into the highlight, but the bronzers, these 2 bronzers, they're perfect. The first glowy bronzer is a great shade match for me, and the matte bronzer I was never able to get enough of. And again, they don't give too orange, they're not too deep. The second glowy bronzer is too deep, but there's plenty of options in that palette. That being said, that wraps up our bronzer discussion for the week. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this video, and make sure you turn on that little bell, because that little bell tells you when I'm going to upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.